Hello everybody. So I am going to be making just a little cute container, little jar today that we're going to make for St. Patrick's Day. Okay, I'm going to be using some stickers from Stickability, which is from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to be using a bit of these candy golden stars. Probably going to be using a little bit of my Martha Stewart chunky glitter in green, and maybe also in Florentine gold. I gotta decide. And I'm also going to be using some of this kind of holographic green grass. Okay, artificial, like almost like Easter grass. So what I'm going to do to begin with is I have mixed up about 4 ounces of resin, and what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to pour just a tiny bit here, just in the bottom of this little lid, just enough to cover, okay? I don't want any bubbles in there, so I'm going to go ahead and get the alcohol, so I might have to refill my bottle. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside, let it just sit there for a minute, and I'm going to take out my little pot of gold. I like these. A lot of these Stickability stickers have translucent clear backgrounds, and I really like that because it works well with the resin. And let's see, I'm going to be using this pot. Okay, this one here. You can see that one? It's got just a little green clover on it. And I'm going to make sure I don't have any bubbles in there. It looks like I do not. So I'm just going to slip this with the right side facing down. I'm going to slip this in there, being careful not to get any bubbles as I go. I kind of like to stick it down from the center out and just kind of roll it in. Okay, so there is that, and I just kind of want them to lay there in the bottom. Okay, so while that is doing that, I'm going to set those aside, and I'm going to start working on this little jar. Now, the grass, the green grass, this grass is going to be going in the jar here. So I'm going to pour just a little bit of resin in here, because I'm kind of trying to figure out the best way to do this to not get a lot of bubbles. Normally I would mix this with some resin, and I'm still not opposed to that. I might still do that, actually. Really, when you're doing this kind of stuff, it's the easiest way, to me anyway, to not get a bunch of bubbles. So I'm gonna just take some out, stick it in here. Looks like it could be kind of messy. Get in there. And I want it quite a bit in there, so, and let's see, come on, not sure if that's going to be enough. I'll know more when I start stirring it up, I guess. And do I have a little new popsicle stick somewhere? Let's get this all covered. Stethoscopes, got a piece of tape in there, not sure where that came from. Okay, get in there. Okay, I think that's going to be about good. You see, it's like pretty much all at least covered. Okay, so now I'm going to spray some alcohol down the sides. Kind of roll it through there. And I'm going to try to kind of just stuff it in there. It's not a very big work area here. So let's see, just kind of stuff it down the sides there. I don't want to push it out of proportion because I want the little lid to fit when we're all done. That makes no sense because the lid is on the other side. Okay, so let's get that in there. Okay, so now I decided, I think what I want to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of resin, and I'm going to put this clover here facing down so it will kind of, see if I can get some more resin in here. I want enough to cover that base. Okay, so here's our clover, and I'm gonna slide him right inside here, trying to get him, making sure there's no grass in the front of it. There we go, got him. There we go. He's just gonna kind of like face the top. So when you open the jar, you'll have a 4-leaf clover in there. Should be really cute to see. Okay, so let me see here. How are we doing with bubbles? We've got a few bubbles. You can just kind of squeeze them up towards the top. A little bit more resin in here. So I'm gonna let that sink down. Kind of squeeze the bubbles out. This is a lot how I did the little mushroom jar. This one's gonna have more bubbles probably because that grass, this grass has a lot of room for stuff to be hiding in it. Okay. So you can just kind of keep squeezing it from the bottom, kind of towards the top. Kind of manipulate any of those bubbles out of there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hands a little bit cleaner because I need to use my scissors and I don't want them all covered in resin. So this is what it looks like right now. We got kind of a mess, but looking pretty good. All right, so now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut off all of my stuff here that's sticking out. I've kind of tried to poke in anything that I can still get in there, or you might just can make it really fine and then poke it down in there if you want to. However you want to do that, it's going to be good. I do want to have it, I want the top to be flush. Let me do a quick spray. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. Couple bubbles, not very much in there. And I'm going to spray a little bit of my alcohol on the top. And there. All right, guys. That's all I'm going to do for right now. I'm going to maybe just do another quick spray of alcohol in this. If I see any bubbles, one nice thing is these are pretty see-through around the sides. So if you have bubbles, you can actually see them, and then it makes it easy just to kind of squeeze it up. Kind of take both of your fingers and guide it up towards the top, and that you can just see them come up. Okay, so I think that's about all I'm going to do. I'm going to top this off just a bit. I know that some of this is probably going to settle. All right, So I'm going to clean up my mess here, and then we will be back when it's time to, when our little lid is at least sticky firm, so that we can add our next step, okay? I don't want anything to make its way underneath my pot of gold sticker, so that's why we're going to wait. All right, I will be back in just a little bit, and we'll do the next step. I'll see you then. Okay, everybody, I'm back to work on my lid and my little pot that we have going here. So this is all cured. You can see our four-leaf clover is going to show when we demold this. And right now, this is pretty flush with the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and top it off with some resin so that we can hopefully get a smooth finish here. So I'm going to spray some alcohol in here to kind of help prevent bubbles, since this is kind of not a very smooth surface, but I do want it to be flat, and hope I can get in here without it going over the edges. Okay, it looks like I've got it pretty good here, covering everything. Okay, do you see? I just kind of topped it off, and yeah. Okay, I'm going to do another quick spray of alcohol on that. Scoot it over, and now we're going to work on our little lid. Here is the little bucket of gold. So I thought what we would do now is I'm going to add, let's see, I need just a little cup. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I was trying to find one of my little silicone cups, but couldn't find one. So anyway, I'm going to use this and just pour a bit of resin in here. Oops, got something floating in the bottom of this one. Just a bit, not too much, because that's not very much room in here. I want to do a couple of layers. First thing I'm going to do is add some gold candy stars. Okay. And I'm hoping just to fill just the next little layer of this. I still have quite a bit of room in here. So this one is going to have gold in it, this layer, and then I'm also going to add some of this Florentine gold. I love this Martha Stewart chunky glitter, one of my very favorites. Add that in there to the stars. Whoops. And this is stirred up real quick. Okay, so I'm just going to stir it in here real quick with my stars. That might be even a bit more than I need. You see in here, we've got the stars and the glitter and not a whole lot of resin, but enough to coat it all. I feel like my stars are kind of getting lost, so I'm going to add just a few more. I've used these little candy stars before, and I've used these round candied sprinkles. These are in silver, and I've used these in coins for a little slot machine keychain that I make. And it's just, if you're wondering if you need to do anything to them, I never did, and they have held up quite well over the last couple of years. So they haven't dissolved or anything like that. So, okay, this is what we're going to leave it at. You can see the stars, you can see the glitter, and I'm going to go ahead and pour it in here, put a little quick spray of alcohol, spray everything while I'm at it. And I don't want to fill this up to the top because I want to add some green still. But because we have a pot of gold, I want some of our gold to overflow here, so I'm going to push it all the way to the edges of this little lid. And actually that turned out to be just about the right amount, just that little bit that we did. Can even put a bit more in there. Okay, it looks like it's all the way pushed out to the sides. Gosh, we've got such a windy day here today in Arizona. Okay, there we go. There. So can you see about how much room I've left at the top? And I'm going to come in and do this part with a bit of green so we can kind of blend our two pieces in together here. Okay? All right, so that's all we're going to do for this little part right here. And I will be back when these are both cured. Well, let's see, no. Be back in just a little bit when this is cured enough to go ahead and put my next layer in for the lid. Okay, I'm just going to clean up this a bit. Did get a little bit of overage, but not much. That's okay because I really want a smooth bottom of this. I don't want the Easter grassy, you know, rough feeling down there. So, okay, this is all I'm going to do. I'll be back in just a little bit. I put some glitter in here and then I just filled it mostly with clear at the end. And then I was just showing you here that we have a big bubble on both sides and you can kind of just manipulate those out. If you can see it come up there, they come up and pop. So as you see the bubbles, just push it out. Just push it and they come up, and now there's no more bubbles. So that's all I'm going to do for this little lid. Kind of hoping that the glitter just kind of stays down low. I left a little bit of a lip there so that we can come in and top it off if we need to, with just clear. Okay, spray a bit of alcohol. Any bubbles that are stuck in there, which I see one stuck in the glitter. There we go. All right, you guys. So if we don't need to top this off, it's going to be just ready to demold tomorrow. Otherwise, I might come back later tonight, maybe before I go to bed tonight, and go ahead and just top this off anyway. You don't need to be with me. I'm just almost to the top of this rim. Okay, and we don't have a ton of green in there, but I didn't need a ton, just a bit. So, all right, there's this, and I will see you tomorrow. We can put our little lucky St. Patrick's Day little jar together, and I will see you tomorrow. Hello everybody, we're back to demold our little St. Patrick's Day mold, and let's start with unmolding the little lid here and breaking our mold around it, kind of breaking the seal. Some of these are in here kind of tight. There we go. I might not even need any alcohol spray for this one. I might be able to just get it out of here real quick. Yeah, pretty easy to come out. Okay, here's the bottom of our lid. We've got our green in here and then our gold around it. And it's really smooth. It really just cured really well. Okay, let's turn it over and see how the little pot of gold looks on the other side. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, so our black that was on our pot of gold kind of turned almost kind of a, I don't know, like a brownish black with the gold behind it. I didn't really think about that with the translucent black. But anyway, I think it turned out really pretty. What do you think? It's very sparkly, and you can see the little 4-leaf clover really well. You see? Turned out pretty. The edges are nice and smooth and rounded and no bubbles. Turned out really good. And let's see how this guy did. We did do our smooth coat over the bottom here. Let's see if we can also get this one out without any alcohol. It's coming out pretty well. So sparkly and pretty. Okay. Inside out there. Maybe just a little bit of overage here, but I'll come back and just snip that off here in a bit. Okay, so here it is. Really pretty. Let's turn it over and see how it turned out. Oh my gosh, look at that. You see the 4-leaf clover in there? Or is the lighting okay here? Let's see. Bring it down just a bit so you can see it a little better. Oops. There, what do you think? Cute, does it look lucky? So let's see if our little lid fits on it okay. You see how the colors really, it's really kind of holographic looking. You've got blues and greens just coming out, kind of depending on how you turn it. It's really pretty. Shoot, I kind of wish I could remember where I got that. I know I bought that for Easter grass, but I just don't remember where. I don't have the original bag, but that really turned out pretty. That also might be. I'm wondering if maybe that could have been in the gift section as well. But anyway, I'll see if I can figure it out and I'll let you guys know if anybody's interested. But yeah, really pretty. That turned out really pretty. Let's see if our base, how it fits. Oh, perfectly. Just fits perfectly. Really cute. This would be cute to give as a little gift or keep your rings in. Gosh, just about anything. Really cute. Love how it turned out. It's like our own little pot of gold, huh? Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining me. I hope you had fun with this experiment. And this little jar mold came in a pack of 2 on Amazon. I think it was about $8 US here, and well worth it. I feel like I can see myself making a lot of these little jars. They really don't take very much resin, so yeah, let me know what you think. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everyone. I will see you next time.